Testing one. Okay, Kedah. That's up too high. Okay.
That,
Kedah.
like if they're gonna go out, start to get ready with Kadahos, and he used to say Kadahos, Kadahos, ang next means he oil it and just heat it, and keep doing that, and pretty soon it'll be just strong. But they must have had to make them out of Kadak too, because they see Kadahos, but that's the name of it.
Danny Dak.
Go, you're done, has no kadadidach, no kadadidach ni, oh, tachas. No, Koda Gudu, who is Koda Kong, Ahtast at needs of high gets on high all. Babi, Tlahadelach to whom sich Ahanai, you call your call cover sits and at needs. Wahas, Hats who naked Kayach, or Hanach the Tade that had need a horn. Okay. Suida has kun height sich Ahanai. Tahas. The Kasut Dax or Hudo. No, the third of course of it, it all be Hayut Nita. Height sich Ahanai. Judo dots and tortoise. No, Ak near Nisa coste. Hod and Tura Nahat ne. Height needs flutes a hazel. Now, how you stop?
I don't think we have a verb of limping.
When she started to go back to her family after she had those 12 kids, and still Battle was with her, so they started camp with this family. Really large family. That's the largest family they know of. And during the night, here it was ants. Yeah. So during the night, it just started to crawl all over them. So he cut one. He was going to cut one off. And it started limping around. That's why it's almost off.
Oh, het is niet zo
It's
nu
not dicht.
Oh, het is niet zo nu
No, he didn't completely cut it off. That's what she did to him.
Oh.
Or her, you know.
Uh-huh.
That's what she did to Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So it started limp around.
To me, plural one?
So
Nasty.
Nasty.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
No, because if they Yakadana real. Takana oniyo. Takana ono hulnik ithaw. Of course sakana ndahula. Sakana kondens and loots any tom. Geniola hay danat tsik. Ahus ndahula doi de hit or e hoda da yes. I look on violent. First time violent Attla answered. Yeah, this game they used to have a long time ago before cards game or anything. It's called Tongucht, and it's about 6 inches long. They have about 4 or 6, and they put it on the back of their hand, and they throw it up in the air, and they try to catch one of them with their small finger, the last finger. And if they miss it or catch it with the wrong finger, that's not point. And any number of people can play this, and they just go around, but they mark down their point. Like if they caught 1 at their first try, and if they caught 2, then they got 2 points, and they go on like that until who first catch all 4 or 6 of them by small finger, then that's the winner. and it's just like a cards game. Look, lodal gloy. Bisni halkun okuluk lona haitarilak tanda. Yaka tabi klita anak. Hainilin ortsan. Binok altokato. Takatahi kultuhun. Look, lodal gloy. Hayacht and that one. Hait och. Hait och atlkon. And go Tahu habil hul latton shotgun halkun. Or any kind of gun firearm. Ilten iltlai. Habil klida awol halkun. Yaqasalt antag. Taraha dilki. So it hayharuk adaltuht. Halkun Klidorigalte. So it'll be good lucky gun again. And then another way to use it, they do when they think gun get bad luck is haidoloi hoko, the file end of the barrel. Just a little bit. You're done has baby kayik as the hustla adon has the kohles ye baby akahelt uthadni go you ban aban lani or you ban yahadet yoy it has kohles gets na haide hustli haibad net utl ko haibad dodent so gets na haide hustl thalles hayinod nicht ko kabat halte baby altok chaha hal thalles havloi nibich chaha hal baby qa alkus qa kadakhrila khatni. Now they did this when they had to but that's I heard that from two old ladies, and so that must be true. Go your don has you are near a hoy hat out the cock at me. Go has yakadon sa dino rat the horn. Octahas Nico Hasona Karnaston at the head at Sahian. I guess you could translate it. Go Shaka kun habil ok alran. And it has Shakara hatni. Shaka habil lon habil orastal kun Shaka denais hal raldel. Hadarani. Shaka denais ohal ildal is they walk around with dogs and dogs packing with them. Shik haslela wahayok ok eray. Go tel koy has kun bani kun hatil koy ket hayaha unila ket hayaha al koy. Go shachtel al game has kun nilrant no hunil koy. It has kun tel koy ahadni. Go bani kun tel koya go hayaha shudel all they can kun tel koya. Go tentelos hoitsan tentelos tal kun taqal tlaq aqo that taqal tlaq aqonot tadlros hatni qohalte alliol that alliol so hoqodelos haitni just like ko no not okay or no kabuhulan nil hotel rost dahil tarini ko ten.
Okay.
Taknana is you can find it where water drain out of the lake, and you can find it after high water up on the brush, and then you can another time you can see it floating in the lake, and it usually on top the ice until ice melt, and I guess it go down flat down the bottom. But it's used for after you put your poles and then birch bark and you spread it on top of the birch bark and you bank it. Now that's to hold the dirt from coming through the roof. And then another way you use it is for baby mattress, for disposable. You just use it and throw it away and get some more. That's the way my grandfather used it. I seen it.
Sort of like when you carry a
imagine
baby,
when there was no diapers, yes.
when they carried the baby in
Yes.
on a bag or
On
something.
the tosses.
Yeah, they
Yes.
put that on the bottom.
Now tosses, the way my grandmother described it to me, but I seen it tosses, old one hanging on the tree, is winter time.
Cradle.
Yeah, it's not a cradle really. It's a baby carrier. What it is, baby carrier. And summertime they can get dirt easy because they usually use those dirt that's not pouring, sand that pour.
Oh.
It's those mud, dry mud sand.
Oh, really? Dried mud
Mhm.
with sand in it.
And not so much the sand, but I guess in time, there's time they used it because they have used it all the time. But I asked my grandmother, what do you use in winter? Well, she say they could use ashes from the fireplace, but for some reason they didn't go too much for it. And whenever they see stump falling in the brush, and you know how the dirt show, okay, that's what they used to get.
I see.
Probably in birch bark basket or something.
Wow.
And that's what they use.
Huh.
And when they dump it, they never dump it any place like you dump water or anything, out. They dump it under a tree trunk like bunch of willows, and then you can't walk under there
Right.
because you can't go through there.
Right.
And that's where they dump it,
I
so
see.
that if it's a girl, they'll be a good sewer, or they'll learn how to work easier. There's some people that don't do as good as the others, and so they'll be good in the future. And for the boys, so they'll be good hunter. And so they always be careful where they dump that
I see.
dirt. And they use it same way in like he said, cradle, that you leave down. They have two different kinds.
They also have the
One for the
cradle.
night and one
Right.
for during the day.
Right. And they can also use some kind of moss too as well? In
Yes,
both
yes.
of those?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Now which kinds?
Extension.
Oh, it's on the book.
It means we have three names.
Probably, because I know, I heard my grandparents talk about Huslia, and this is the kind I say they burn under fishnet if they think that fishnet got bad luck. They hang their fishnet the way we hang it up, and they burn this kind, probably in something.
Are there one or two kinds of these, do you know? Some places there's a large kind, and then in some places there's a small one. Let me show you here.
Ours is about like this, or even
You've
smaller
got,
maybe.
Press examples of both, right?
Right. I'll show you this one.
Lower, but that one is possibly monkswood. See,
It's off. It's off.
There's
on
a
the-
similar name as Catherine's name for Hudson Bay.
Can you say that again?
The ones on the mountain that's kind of all curled up, short bushes.
Mm-hmm.
They call that astoka. And the one out here, we just call it qas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Are they-
there's two different kind of qas.
And do they make
Yeah.
different kinds? Some places
Uh,
they have them the same size,
mhm.
but when they use them for dye, one comes out lighter color, and the other comes out real red.
Well, this red is from the lower.
The lower one
Uh-huh.
comes
Yeah.
out real red.
And it's an altar, is it?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm. We call that altar around home.
So can you say that again for the?
Like this spruce tree with smoothed bark, with not too much branch, or it could be quite a bit branch, but that's what we call tat agal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe you can get a better piece of that Koyukon, or what is it? What's
It's
the
about
bed?
ash
Yeah.
is a jack spruce. I guess that's what it. I don't know what's the really name, but we call it jack spruce.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bad Attla.
It's about that is short, young trees, just like Attla.
Oh, they use it that
Yes,
way?
Attla is another. I mean, small, but that's the only one I know. Attla and
Young spruce birch. Okay, I wasn't aware of Attla.
okay, there's I mean, like where there's old camp or beaver house where beaver been cutting trees and there's new growth is Hanana Leone.
That's a kind of willow.
New growth.
New growth. From
Is
the,
that birch then, or
yes.
does it matter? Anything?
anything, I think, but I seen it lots, and well, that's where I heard it. Is Hanana Leone.
Yeah.
It could be in the other trees too, other
Right.
willows. Yeah.
Kindling?
If it's down, it's good to make fire with. In the story, that's what he light up the place with.
That's that clump in the spruce tree. Huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How about juniper? We talked about the juniper.
Well, there's a bunch of spruce words yet
Okay.
without bark, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's got the branch, but it's
Like in a burn area? you mean?
yeah, it could be. I don't know, but what happens by itself, you know.
Mhm.
Without bark. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Spongy one or whatever, you know. It's got a. It's more like it looked like a sponge, but it's dry,
And what color is it?
and it can soak like sponge too when it's wet.
And what color is it?
It's a light brown.
Okay. Where the one you use for smoking is real crumbly? More
Yes,
crumbly?
yes.
Where the brownish one is more spongy. And
And we don't use that for
don't
smoking.
use that.
Mhm.
well, that's just probably an earlier stage before it gets really old.
No, no,
You don't think so?
no.
It's a different type
Yeah,
altogether.
it's a different type altogether.
But it's from the spruce tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could find some outside
Maybe we
later.
could find.
It can be from Koilu and Agal, that's a cottonwood,
Mhm.
and Tsaba.
So we gotta take it off the spruce list.
It's a general term
word,
there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know there's 3 that we can get some from.
Name them again then? Cottonwood?
Lines on there,
Mm-hmm.
we call that text-ethnographic.
Mhm.
When you start to get birch bark to work with, like for a basket, you look for bana nokodzi. Bana dikodzi. Bana dikodzi. Bana dinal, when you start to bend it, it'll crack at that place.
Oh, I
That's
see.
why they look for bana dikodzi and bana dinali. So bana dinal is not used too much. Just
Okay. I'll make a note of those two terms then.
I didn't even record that, but
Subdivisions, that's cute.
I didn't even record that, but I didn't know because I never watched my grandmother. She didn't make much basket.
The ones that are good are the Diaquozi?
Yes, but no, Deokoji.
Are good for basket.
Yes. Or probably canoe too. You know, I don't know what these. Imagine it'll be canoe too. But no, Dinali, because it'll crack right there.
Then we have a picture of the flakes.
Oh yeah, the little clapping.
I heard something about it, but I don't remember. Yeah, they have riddle about that too.
Right, yeah.
You know, in winter time you see it
Sure,
flattens.
just
So,
Catherine,
You caught up?
why don't you put that out? I think it's cold in here, Jim. Little fire or something?
She likes it cool.
Oh, she likes it
and
cool.
hot.
Oh,
She,
okay,
she
she likes
said
it
it.
Fine. I just thought it should be cold.
There.
Cottonwood buds you use.
Yeah, this, they break it off right here. Akas the Lord Zaka, they call it. And it's about the Lord Zaka. It must be that red one I was thinking because that one is pretty sticky. And I don't know what's the others. They boil it together. I know there's 2, 3 from plants. They boil it together and they give kids bath or they soak wherever it sours.
For sure. So they boil this with some others.
Yes.
Together, not alone. But
Yeah. Gas yoko takanono liali. You know, they go up and takanono, you know, get them.
that's one.
That's the cotton from the cottonwood. When we have fishnet out in the spring before the dog salmon come or king salmon, we catch big white fish that's supposed to be traveling ahead of salmon, dog salmon. We call that one betsi yidolkuli. Betsi yidolkuli. So when they start catching big white fish, then you know the salmon is coming close.
Take it.
Killing you.
All right. Take all the fun away here.
Well, just,
Have to
it's not
wait.
gonna take. Don't take your book. Just take note.
Right,
Yeah,
I'll bring a
Book or
piece of paper.
tying snowshoes together. You know when you start to bend it, because you can just tie with those things. What you should take is just a one whole long one without the brands because that's what it is.
Well, I just want to get it identified.
It's an oga is what you get in the lake, that the one that'll cut your hand if you. And that's a gatang oga. That's a lake grass.
That would be sedge then. That would be a sedge. Sedge we would call it. No.
Yeah, that's a una.
Okay, Jim. Write that down. I'm going to put that around these curves.
It's on the list, you know. And that tatarat, could you explain that?
That's good house lock, and it's also if it's small, it's good for fish trap stick.